Well, good evening, everyone. It's 7 o'clock here in beautiful Racine, Wisconsin, technically Mount Pleasant, and it's time for Painting with Menoth John. It's your hour and a half of shenanigans, paint brushes, beer, Kraken, and absolutely no useful War Machine tech whatsoever. It's been quite the week, folks. It's a week that I said goodbye to my father for the last time, to a military honors salute, and it was a week that I drew a whole lot closer to my family. My brother and sister and their great families came and basically did a extreme home makeover on Casa John here in beautiful Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin. So I think that's a great reason to get together amongst my friends, those of you out there in Painting with Menoth John land, and let's paint some stuff and have some fun. And today we have with us one of my favorite co-hosts, the amazing and incredible, the guy that came on with less than 30 minutes notice, John Spencer. How you doing tonight, John?
Good. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. It's a beautiful evening here. What's the weather like over by you?
It's nice here too.
Good.
Oh, it's a little hot and muggy, but it's still beautiful.
I'll tell you what, it is a level of humidity that, quite frankly, I had forgotten existed when I lived in Utah, but now it's back. So it is, according to my smartphone, a Motorola Droid Razr HD, if you will. According to that technology, it tells me it is 82 degrees outside and high humidity. So there you go. Boomie, welcome. Welcome to the show. You are our only non-host guest so far in Painting with Menoth John. So welcome to it. So, hey, tonight on the show, we've got a few topics we want to talk about. We're going to continue working on Mr. Boomhowler here, the pink-skinned Boomhowler that our friend Chris from, God, I'm going to get it wrong, Sweden or Norway? Do you remember which it is, John? I love that guy.
There you go, Sweden. He just chimed in.
Nevendar, thank you for coming. I didn't see you come onto the chat window yet there, buddy. There you are. And we have Forsaken Pop-Tart in the house, so we're doing awesome. We've got all the regulars. Fantastic. So tonight we're going to continue on with Nevendar's amazing pink-skinned Boomhowler. And I'm going to be doing some washing on him today, so I needed a second subject, and it's everybody's girl you love to hate, the chick with the big rack, or great rack, I should say. It is Skarre 1, the most fun Warcaster I've ever played. She's just wrong, she's so good. So, anyway, what are you going to be painting this evening, John?
No painting. Got a lot of that done yesterday. I'll be working on some Galleon and some mercenary lists to play against Bowie, actually, on Tuesday.
Oh, fantastic. Bowie is the gentleman that we were discussing before the show started, who's got the Signar?
Yep.
Awesome. That is fantastic. So, news and announcements. All podcasts, I guess, do that now. They have to have a news and announcements part. And I'm going to start mine with an innovative way to start the news and announcements. Every time I've got a new news piece, I'm going to go, zappity! And then after it's over with, I'm going to go, grumble. And it's going to be like lightning and thunder. It's going to be really awesome. So I totally came up with this all by myself. So anyway, so the first news and announcements, let's see. I don't know, I got so excited to do that. No, I don't really have any news and announcements, to be honest. There's an aluminum gauntlet coming up down in Chicago in July. If you want any more details on that, I'll post some stuff on the Painting with Menoth John Facebook site. So if you have, if you've got any news and announcements that you want to have me talk about, please leave me a comment on the Painting with Menoth John Facebook site. And if you are not a member of the Painting with Menoth John Facebook site, I highly suggest that you go to the Painting with Menoth John Facebook site and like it and join the fun, because that's where I announced that special interesting tidbits like the fact that I don't have a co-host within 30 minutes of the show starting, and the opportunity to receive golden Menoff John reward points, which are redeemable for great prizes once you get your membership packet in the mail, and so on and so forth. So that's what we got. You have the aluminum gauntlet down there. For those of you who don't know what an aluminum gauntlet is, it's an iron gauntlet without the hardcore painting requirement. So it's for people who don't necessarily have all their stuff painted up the way that if you're a member of the Painting with Menoff John family, that you should at least be striving for. We don't want to have, we're not going to be judgmental that everything has to be painted right off the get-go, but it's something to strive for. Got any news and announcements on your end there, John?
Not really. We just got the roller bake, so we're kind of taking it easy for a little bit.
Well, that's good. Yes, Nevendar, you may still be waiting for your 3,000 kilograms of lint that was promised for your Menoff John points, but I still have not received Form 234J in the mail. You'll need to consult page 432 on that in your Menoff John membership kit when it arrives. So, by the way, the first half of the show here tonight is being brought to you by the New Glarus Brewing Company, makers of the fine beer Spotted Cow. It is a lovely, lovely brew made here in Wisconsin, a place called New Glarus, Wisconsin, which is a place that fancies itself to be like Germany. So they try to bring a little bit of the Swiss/German flavor to the States, and New Glarus Brewing Company, maker of Spotted Cow and other great beers. Tonight's show is not sponsored by Discount Games Incorporated, purveyor of great online War Machine and Hordes type products. You can also find other miniatures games there. I think they've got some Infinity or some other stuff on there. Still not a sponsor of the show, but at some point we hope that they will be a sponsor of the show. So I'm going to keep on plugging them, and maybe they'll sponsor me, because right now, why? I'm afraid that they're getting to the mode where it's why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free. So, but we're going to see here. I'm going to really threaten them and cut them off, and all 6 of our viewers will know that I've cut them off. So, anyway, so there we go. That's news and announcements. Grumble. And so now that part's over. So let's get some painting done. So tonight on Boomie, the pink Boomie, we're going to work on the flesh. We're going to use that magenta wash that I used on Cookie's Prime Haley, and see how that goes. Now I'm going to share some painting tech with you. It's my recipe for my wash, which starts off with using this big god-awful 1/2-inch Royal Crafter's Choice grip, and I'm going to put it in my water here, and I'm just going to take a big brush full of it, and I'm going to squeeze her right down there into that blending pot there. Just going to put one. Now I'm going to take some Murderous Magenta, the most murderous of all magentas. And I'm going to take one of my larger brushes, a number 4 brush, and I'm going to take a nice little scoop of it there, and I'm just going to mix it right into the water. I'm not sure how good the color is picking up here, but it's a happy little wash. And then I'm going to seal up my paint so when I freak out and knock it over, it doesn't fly all over the place. And then I am going to put a tiny little bit of mixing medium, just like 1 or 2 drops, and 2 drops in there. And then I'm going to use this little yellow brush here as a mixing brush. It's a little lower quality brush. I don't want to get my nice Winsor Newton Series 7 brushes all up to the ferrule and paint. So we're going to mix that in there, and then the secret ingredient, you've probably heard me use this tech before, we're going to use Future Floor Wax. Future Floor Wax, otherwise, it's got a new name too, I don't know. It's by S.C. Johnson Wax Company, and we're going to put 3 or 4 or 5 drops of that in there, and then we're going to use my cheap brush to mix all that in. Now what the Future Floor Wax does is that helps break down the surface tension of the wash, and it'll flow down into the cracks. Now we're going to come here, and we're going to do this a little bit by bit. We're not going to get too crazy with it. We're not just going to go and put wash all over the place. we're going to. That is the proper noise that I might make while using this if I did get a little wild and crazy. And I'm just gonna paint it on there because this is called painting with Menoth John. It's not called like anything else. So I paint it onto the model, and that really brings up some nice. It fills in the musculature of my pink Boomhowler and gives him a lot of nice shading. Because everybody knows trolls are pink and magenta colored. At least mine are.
Absolutely.
At least mine are. And if you get a little of that wash on somewhere you don't want, you just get a little water on your brush and you just pick it right back out. And put a little more wash on it here. And you can do this in several coats. You can hit them up a little bit. The nice thing about that Future Floor Wax and that mixing medium in there too is that it retards the drying a little bit. So you have a little bit more time to get in there and sculpt it in and not see now there I overdid it a little bit. I went a little crazy. I didn't make the noise, but I did go a little crazy. So we're going to back that out of there just by dipping we're just going to dip that brush in there and take just a little bit of that wash out. So it's a super fast method, works like a champ. And you get really good results from it. So there we go. Now we can come back here and we can, if you get a little crazy with it, like I'm doing right now, you can go back in there and you can hit it with that base color, that fabulous carnal pink that Nevendar suggested, and it turns out just perfect. So at least that's how it looks in my world. And I create my own little world when I work here on my little friends, my little miniatures friends. I hope everybody knows that I'm channeling the spirit of Bob Ross here right now. Okay, so that is the beginnings. I'm going to hold them up here so maybe you can see them just a little bit better. My video quality seems to be completely sucking tonight. So I'll try to take some pictures. I got to get better at that. But now what we're going to do is we're going to put him aside. And this wash will stay good now for some time. We just need to let him dry up a little bit and kind of catch his breath. And while we start working on Pirate Queen Skarre. I did not. I bought this from a friend of mine, so I did not prime him. I don't usually prime gray, but we're going to roll with this one. And the first decision I have to make on here is what color am I going to make her skin? Now, I'd like to go with almost I don't have a good thrall flesh. I know she's alive. Well, maybe I should try to. What do you think, John? Should I doll her up and try to make her look as human as possible?
Yeah, just make her look kind of pale.
Okay. I might have to mix a little color here then if I'm going to go for super pale. Let me get my my Midland flesh. We're going to start off with that one, and maybe I'll mix a little carnal pink in there just to kind of lighten it up a touch. I'm not good at blending colors. I'll be the first one to admit that. So there's Cardic flesh.
Blake and Pop-Tart said you should make her lots of tan and whatnot because she's out and about all the time.
There is that. She is a pirate queen, is she not? So I guess what I'll do is should I just go straight up crazy and make her Idrian flesh?
Well, that's a good start at least.
What do you think, Pop-Tart? Do you think we should? You think I should make her Idrian flesh? Kind of go with almost a Native American looking flesh, perhaps. I'm looking for some input here, Pop-Tart. You're failing me.
I think that could look cool, especially if you go with nice raven black hair too.
Yeah,
I dig that.
She's got some natty dreads going on in there too. She's got some interesting stuff going on. We're gonna have some fun with that. All right, so hang on, getting color names. It's kind of brown. If you had to guess, Indian, Native American is stereotypically a more dark tan color. It pulls slightly towards a red almost, and so we're going to start with that, I think. And we're just going to give it just a little bit of love. We're going to dilute the color up a little bit here, and we're just not going to get crazy about it. We're just going to, oh yeah, see, even on a white base, it might have even been a little bit more effective because the white would have lighten it up a touch. But this is still working pretty good. Pretty happy about it over here at Painting with Menoth John. Let's get a little bit more on here. So let's see here. Let's get the chest edge area here. Okay. And we'll be painting that up here. Okay, she's got great hair. Wow. I like her hair on this, but this is really a nifty model. So, since we're kind of talking, we're painting some War Machine figures here tonight, as we are wont to do, as War Machine is my primary miniatures game. I played in a tournament this weekend. And,
excellent.
Yep. And I went 2-2, but I won a Protectorate of Menoth coin because I was the best of Menoth this weekend. So
that is very cool. So
now I know one of our viewers was looking for some Protectorate tech, and I'm the first one to admit that the tech side of the equation is he was the only one that brought Menites. Thank you, Nevendar. I was the only one that brought Menites, and thank you very much for pointing that out to everyone. So I was the only one that brought them, and I went 2-2. But my two casters were Epic Fiora and Severius I. And so I'm going to share with the audience on Painting with Menoth John what my lists were. Now, as I'm looking here as I'm painting her, and I started to paint her hands, I just noticed she's wearing gloves. Or is she wearing gloves? She might not be wearing gloves.
That's up to you.
She has. It almost looks like her jacket has a very thick cuff, and I think I'm going to go with a thick cuff, and I'm going to make her hands because I'm enjoying how this brown is looking on her, and I want to continue on with it. So we're going to make her hands actually hands and not gloves. They look more like hands to me than they do gloves. They're not thick enough. So. Yeah, so my Epic Fiora list, which I'm calling Firebomber, is a Bullwinkle, very surprising there that I'm running Adjudicator. That hardly ever happens. And, of course, he's bonded with her, and he is the only Jack in the list. And you're saying, the deuce, you say? The only Jack in the list?
I was in fact saying that.
The deuce, you say? He's only running one Jack with Epic Fiora. I thought she was a Jack caster. Well, she can be, but she can also be a Bullwinkle caster. And she gives the Adjudicator everything he wants to be awesome, which is a damage buff and a speed buff. And in my humble opinion, after running a lot of games with Adjudicator, the thing that he craves more than anything else is those two buffs, a speed buff and a damage buff. So now I'm going to do I have to do her horns, and I'm thinking, oh God, I don't want to make them like Jack Bone. I don't want to make them like realistic Bone, but they might look good that way. So let's try that out.
Or you could go with like a demonic color, like a sort of red into black sort of deal, or black into red at the tips, whichever.
Yeah, that's just not. First off, I'm scared of red. Okay, I'm terribly scared of the color red. I'm not scared of pink, but I'm terrified of red. But I've had some good luck here in the past painting horn and those kinds of things. I'm less afraid of Jackbone and Menoth White than I used to be. I used to be terrified of them like I was terrified of red. But I've worked through it. I've had some therapy, and I talked to my psychologist, and I said, I'm afraid of Menoth White. And he said, but you're Menoth John. And I said, yes, but that doesn't mean I can paint with Menoth White. And he said, that's a good point. And I'm making this all up as I go because I need to vamp a little bit here because I'm painting a horn. So But what I found is that just the key to it is keep that sucker, keep a lot of moisture in your brush. Go back, get the paint dries in a dang heartbeat, especially when you're underneath this frickin' lamp that I've got for doing this show. It's like killing me over here. I'm going to bring some breaking news for those of you who have not been who have not been paying attention to the DICON results. That's the convention that's taking place in St. Louis. The finals table for Master was the inimitable Crump from Muse on Minis. Muse on Minis, the host site of the videos for Painting with Menoth John. And he was up against the inimitable Lord Tyrant Watt. And he's a protected player. And I guess it came down to it was a Bart Galleon versus, I don't even know, that I saw a Vessel of Judgment on the table.
I think it was Harvey.
Harvey? Okay. I hear she's good. And I guess old Bart took an avatar to the face, which I hear is no good for said face.
That'll be my first piece of tech. Avoid avatar to the face.
Yep. So I don't know much about what Crump had in his list, but it sounded like at one point that Harvey had feeded, and he didn't move ahead very much, which means he was probably playing a very pirate-centric Bart list. Probably a lot of super tough pirates with good old Doc and the gang. And he probably took it a little bit too hard. Now, the problem I'm having with my Cryx right now, that I'm really struggling with, and I might need some help here from the Painting with Menoth John family. I don't know what color to paint these guys. Speaking of which, I need to go back and fix her legs because I just noticed I have to do some more painting on her skin because I forgot some flesh to paint. But I need some help with a color scheme, guys, for Cryx. I mean, yes, I could go very basic. I'm kind of bored by that. I'm wondering what you all think, and no, it's not going to be pink. As much as I love my pink Boomies and where they're going, we're not going to suddenly turn this into Painting Pink with Menoth John. So let's see what we got out there. Pop-Tart, you got anything? Orange. I love orange. I do love orange. What would you suggest, Pop-Tart, for putting as a base coat over this gray to work well with the orange so that it actually covers, because it's so translucent? God, I love
brown. I'd go with brown as a base coat.
Brown as a base coat.
Try and get a sort of like maybe blood tracker or something, just more towards the warmer end of brown, reddish. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent, John. That's a great suggestion. I'm going to try that.
It looks like they're all saying exactly what I'm saying too. So.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate that, guys. We have consensus. It's a very democratic painting show I have here. I mean, I'm exhibiting the best qualities of what made America great at one time. Since then we've kind of said fuck all this democracy stuff. But I'm sorry, did I swear? That was. I hope I used that in a full sentence. So yeah, okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna go with that, and then for an orange, okay, I'm going to go get some of the. Let me do the brown first. I'm going to go with one of the airbrush paints I got in the swag bag at Adepticon. It's from Badger Airbrush Paints, and I'm going to try that because that's what I really wanted to experiment with. And I'm trying to find my Blood Tracker Brown. Oh, there it is. It was hiding from me. And I'm going to, I know I want her skirt to be chainmail, obviously, because and so I'm going to start with brown for her top, And we're going to go ahead and... It's going to get a little lost here at first because of the Idrian flesh that I'm using to paint her skin. And I still managed to miss part of her skin. I'm a little distracted by her. I have to admit. I see that Brother Scott just became a follower of my Twitch channel. Scott's from Brother Scott is from Idaho. From Idaho. He's from Boise. Boise, you from Boise? I'm from Boise. You from Boise? And so that's awesome. So I'm looking forward to Brother Scott joining us in the chat room at some point, offering his perspective. Brother Scott and I go back. He's in the chat room. Brother Scott and I go way back. I've known him since I started playing this game back in 2008, and he's just a heck of a good guy. Both of his kids were playing at the time. I'm not sure if they still are, but super awesome kids. Welcome to the show. So I'm going to go ahead and just give this a whole bunch of love right here, and just do a quick base coat on her cloak. God, I pretty much could have just in actuality, I probably could have hauled up my airbrush and just blasted the whole thing brown and called it good, and then worked up from there.
True, but you didn't know that at the time.
Oh no, I had no idea. I had no idea I was going to turn over this big of a decision. The actual color scheme for an entire faction to my silly little Twitch TV show. But I did. Because that's how we roll. Okay, so I'm using a number 2 size Winsor Newton with the blood tracker brown. I probably should be making notes of this. As to what colors.
I forgot to mention, Devil Squid says hi.
Oh, what's up, Squidly Diddly? We love you, Squid.
I was chatting with him on Facebook, too.
Tell Squidly Diddly to get his ass on the show.
Well, good luck with that.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not holding my breath. So we're just going to continue on here. I'm looking at my pink Boomhowler here, and he is drying along underneath this 1,000 million watt lamp that I've got that I'm using here today. Same one I use every day here on Painting with Mouth John. If you want to use the same high quality lighting as Painting with Mouth John, you're going to need to go back to 2007 or 2008 and buy it from Target. It's just a desk lamp. There's nothing fancy about it. All right, so now I need to probably... Let's see here. How are we looking here? It's a little bit translucent, but I think I'm going to leave it that way so that when the orange comes on, there might be a little bit of variation in the color just from that. All right, so we're doing this and doing that. I'm going to ask for some help with... Now, if I'm going to go with this orange, it's kind of a burnt orange, as you're going to see when I get it out. What would you wash it with to get down into the crevices? Do you think just go with an Agrick's Earth shade or something like that, and then highlight it back up? Or what do you guys think?
Sepia.
Sepia?
When in doubt, sepia.
I suppose it's not quite as harsh, is it?
No, not quite at all. I use it on green even, for as crazy as that sounds.
Hey, Joshua Kex? Huh. A mix of P3 Flesh Wash and a little yellow ink, he says. Oh. The deuce, you say.
Sounds like sepia to me.
It does. Sounds a lot like it, actually. Well, there you go. So now not only are you getting the tech associated with my Cryx here, guys, you're also getting how to make P3 paints at home. So, okay, now I'm going to switch over to a slightly smaller brush because I got a fair amount of detail work, and while it's not super critical that I be ultra careful when I'm at this step, I don't want to slop all over hell. So I'm going to get in here and paint that up a little bit. And we're going to paint that up in there and give it hell over here for a little bit. Now she's got the back cloak And then she's got a jacket on under that. And I think I'm going to go with a black jacket. I think I'm going to go with a black jacket, like a coal black jacket. I think that'll look nice with an orange, don't you?
Absolutely. Black and orange is a good combo.
It's always nice. I'm not going to go through and try to make the pumpkin heads, though. That is not happening. Have you ever seen that Cryx with the pumpkin heads?
I have.
That is something special. Let me tell you what.
I actually painted a Necromunda gang sort of like that back in the day.
Fun.
Yep.
That takes a talent level completely different than mine. Okay, so...
I'm not saying it looked good.
Oh. All right, we're going to come back here and give Scar Ravenmane a little bit of... a little more flesh where she's supposed to have it. Okay, so let's put Blood Tracker Brown away. And I'm going to start lining these up over here so I can actually flip and remember what the heck it is I'm using.
Yeah, no doubt. That's the hardest part. I don't have too much trouble with that anymore now that I'm painting, once or twice a week every week. But when I was my intermittent best, I had no idea what I was using.
Well, and I'm not going to be painting, Cryx every stinking day either. I mean, it's sometimes painting with Men of John is the painting I do all week. It all depends on what my personal schedule's like. And
I understand that.
And sometimes I want to do something else. I might want to do a little pink Boomhowler. You never know.
Absolutely. Can't go wrong with pink Boomhowler.
No. How could you? How could you go wrong with that? All right,
if I wasn't already doing orange trolls, I would have stolen that idea.
Yep. All right, so let me get a little coal black here. I got to find my coal black now. It's always a challenge. It's a wily little color. Should I go coal black or should I go Cryx Bane base? There are decisions to be made here. I think we'll stick with the coal black. That was funny. Dear God, what has science done?
I think that's in response to the slightly vicious Jack Russell Terrier.
Oh God, pig iron. That's not coal black. This is the exciting part of the podcast where I look for colors because I've got no rhyme nor reason to how I have them laid out here. And I should probably mark the tops better than... Oh, there it was. It was right in front of the... right behind the Khador red base, which is why I never saw it, because I was terrified of it. Oh, by the way, just in case anyone is questioning whether or not I actually won that coin, I will now show you on here that I had won that coin. There it is. It is...
oh, snap.
There it is. It's from the Wrath release, which is a little behind the times, but, we hand out our coins around here whenever we can get to having an event to hand out the coins.
Hey, absolutely.
It was an excellent tournament run by our newest PG, Danny, and he's a super great guy. Could not be happier for him. He's going to make an excellent PG. I'm going to kick this over to the Minoff John crowd here. It looks like we're pretty much dried out here on the pink Boomie. I'm going to ask the question. I'm wondering if I should put a little more on him. Maybe accentuate some of these muscles a little bit more. That's what I'm kind of wondering.
Yeah, I think so. He's got that kind of texture to him. Maybe a good idea.
Okay, we're only going to do the deepest parts of it though, because I just want it to flare it up a little bit more there. There we go, just like that.
Oh, and so you don't miss it. Forsaken Pop-Tart had an idea to use Trader Green for her coat instead, because he says that black and orange is a little overplayed.
Oh, Trader Green! I have that too. I will get that out.
That. Trader Green is one of my favorite colors.
Yep, we're on it. Pop-Tart, you're getting it. We're listening. This is the podcast of democracy right here. We're listening to the viewers. The viewers have spoken. Trader Green it is. I like it. It coats like a boss. That's another thing we like about it. Less work for Minoff John.
Always a plus.
Less work for Minoff John equals happy Minoff John. Oh yeah, if I hadn't done this, I'd have been fooled. I would have been written up in the Huffington Post if I had not put this extra little bunch of pink on here. This is making it. This is absolutely. It's transforming this process as we speak. So we're going to give it a little bit of there and a little bit of there. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to reach into the... I'm going to go back a little more traditional here. Or should I wait? I got to let him dry some more. Because I'm about to bust loose with the holy trinity of washes. I'm about to let loose with the Agrix Earthshade and the sepia and the flesh color. The hell is it called? The Reichland Flesh Shade. I'm about to let loose with all of those on Boomie, but I've got to take it a little bit by little. I don't want to get too crazy.
I don't remember how I painted before all those washes.
No.
It was like the Dark Ages.
I can tell you how I painted poorly. I can tell you exactly how I painted.
You know what gives you a good perspective on your painting? Painting at the store with some newer people around.
Yep.
They're looking at my stuff like, oh, your stuff looks so good. I'm like, not really, but thanks.
Well, it's like my, God bless my family. They look at my stuff and say, my God, you're such a great painter. And I said, well, thank you, but let me show you something. And then I opened up the Crystal Brush page. And they were like, oh my God. And I'm like, yup, oh my God. So I enjoy this. It's a fun little hobby and diversion for me. And Pop-Tart, you couldn't have been more right with this color choice. Could not have been more right. And she's starting to put on the Ritz right now. And I know how to wash this stuff and make it look good. I know exactly what I'm doing with this color. So she's going to turn out just fine.
Looks like Brother Scott's Ninja Smoke Bombing heading out.
Oh, okay, sweet. Thanks for coming in, Brother Scott. You're always welcome here on Painting with Mouth John. Consider yourself one of the family. So, all right, what time we got here? We are at 7:38. We are a scant 20 minutes from releasing the Kraken. Just giving you a little bit of heads up, folks. A little earlier than usual as far as the warning on this, because usually I'm like, oh, hell. And I start panicking and start reaching for shot glasses and things. So, we're going to continue painting her cloak here. For those of you who are newer painters, and I don't know how many of those we actually have here on the show, but keep in mind you want to paint from the inside out. It's good to get down inside there and then work your way out on the miniature because it gives you the opportunity to, if you're going to miss, then you can come back and you're just painting over the top of something later anyway. So it gives you, you always want to be as careful as you can be, of course, but it does give you an out if you make a little mess here and there. Slop a little bit, if you will. Okay, so she's got a very challenging part here underneath her backside here. I can't believe I just said that. She's got, oh man, that thing is really tucked up in there. That's what she said. There we go. All right, nobody's ever. Well, actually, on this model, they probably would look underneath her skirt, but
look, everyone has told me how anatomically correct all the horses are. They'll look under the skirt.
No hoo-hoo. I see no hoo-hoo. So the official first hoo-hoo check of Painting with Mouth John. So, but I may have to go anime style on this one. I may have to give her some hearts and flowers undies. That would be hysterical. God, I wish I was a better ultra small painting, technique guy. It'd be funny to go I heart Terminus or something like that on there.
Like as a tattoo?
I was thinking have it printed on her panties.
That's slightly creepy.
Well, yeah, so is she. This is Cryx.
God bless.
We're not sure.
Fiddly bits?
Yes, on her fiddly bits, exactly.
Working on some of the Galleon's fiddly bits.
I hear that model's got a lot of fiddly bits.
Yeah, it's not too bad once you realize the instructions suck.
God. Brian Culp, one of my buddies from the store here in Milwaukee, is putting together and painting his second mammoth. I think we need to have a moment of silence for that guy. That's an undertaking. Okay. All right, her cloak. Her coat is this green color. So let's go ahead and let's keep on trucking here. She's wearing a jacket, so that jacket is gonna be that color. Well, she's painting up actually relatively quickly too. Kind of like that. Kind of okay with that.
Let's see.
Okay.
All right.
So, so I had a Sevi 1 list. Getting back to the tech talk, I had a Sevi 1 list that had 4 Repenters, Judicator, 2 small choirs, the Avatar, the book, and 2 vassals, and I think that was the majority of the list.
Ooh, let me cue up the throw-up sound from the mom soundboard.
Yeah, so it throws out up to 7 sprays a turn, and I had one time when I ran it that I more or less sprayed a bronzeback to death. That was good. That was good. Because then I didn't kill it. I walked over with Judicator and I threw down a POW 24 and it just exploded. I said, yeah, I only had 3 boxes left, and I was like, oh, I wasn't seeing that coming. And then I also had a gladiator in range, and I hit him twice, and then he exploded. So I was like, ausgezeichnet. And
that sounds German, and my German is rusty.
That's
by rusty, I mean non-existent.
That's from the old Volkswagen commercial. The guy's tearing around in the Volkswagen Golf or Beetle or whatever the heck. It wasn't a Beetle. Probably like a Corrado or a Scirocco or something like that. And he spins the thing out and he flips up the visor on his helmet and he goes, ausgezeichnet. And I suppose that's supposed to mean outstanding or holy hell or something like that.
Maybe we look at the old Isuzu commercials where Joe Isuzu's in the truck going back and forth with the bullhorn while the Japanese guys are trying to sell cars.
That's funny.
And at the end, the guy's like, I hate Joe Isuzu. Well, that's old school.
That is old school. I remember when Isuzu was the Chevy Love pickup truck. Because they didn't think Americans would be down with the whole Japanese name of Isuzu.
A long time ago.
The other list was, I'm sure I'm going to find more green that I should paint on her, but, well, I guess I should paint this here. Or is that hair? That would be better if that was hair. Nope, that's jacket. The other list was Epic Fiora, Judicator, Min and Max, Bastion Seneschal. Let's see, Iana and Holt, Rupert Carvolo, full unit of Zealots with the Monolith Bear, and let's see, it was all kitted out. Oh, Rovanen is Honor Guard. So it could see stealth, it could hit incorporeal. It was, let's see, I tricked it out as a, kind of for magic-y stuff, in case I ran into Cryx and all that. And who should I run into in the first round of the tournament but Brian Carnage for you, Gizi, running Epic de Negra. And I almost won that game.
Oh, excellent.
Yep, I almost won that game. I disposed of the Bane Knights like a boss. Had no problem with them, and I ended up losing. He was running a Wraith engine, and he got to Fiora with 3 soul tokens, and he hit me with a 6/5/5 for his charge damage. But I ended up surviving the Wraith engine, believe it or not, and ended up dying to Nightmare's last attack. He had to use a focus to imprint in order to get Ghostly, and I think he missed one of his attacks and went down to the very last possible damage roll, and he took me out. And Brian actually ended up winning the whole tournament, so I felt pretty good about that. And Brian's a great player. There's no two ways about it. So I'm going to have to give him a hard time. It's like, really? Menoth John, and you took all that to beat me, huh? What's that say about your skills? Are you frickin' losing it, or what's going on? So, the bad part about Epic Denny, one of the bad parts of it about Epic Denny, is that she goes incorporeal every round. There's no way to start her on fire. So, because it just goes out.
Well, she can't go incorporeal every round. Isn't it every other round?
No, it's every other round, but if I hit her while she's incorporeal because I use the magic weapons, she's immune to the continuous effect. If I hit her when she's corporeal, she then goes incorporeal in her maintenance phase and is immune to the continuous effect. So there's no way to lay it on her. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, tell me about it. So now I got to figure out what I want to do with her hair. I mean, she's a raven mane, right? So I guess I'm going to need to paint it probably coal black, and then just dry brush it back up at some point with like a frostbitey white or something like that.
It's got a new very dark black brown I want to try for making a more brownish black hair, like uses a dry brush over black.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, we're lucky the local store has 3 or 4 lines of paints right now.
Nice. I mean, let's face it, I guess ravens are pretty much black. They're not really bluish black, but...
You could do black and then dry brush the coal black over it to give it that sort of shininess.
That's true. Let's see how this works first.
Yeah.
Might give it a little bit more of a spooky-ish look if it's kind of a bluish color, too.
Yeah.
Whoa! 10 minutes to release the Kraken.
Poor Nevendar, yeah. My condolences, Nevendar. Your store has no lines of paint? That's unfortunate.
Man. Come on, Europe. Get with it. Sweden demands paint. So, Nevendar, what do you do? How do you get your paints, then? Do you have to order them online or something like that? Or do they have to order them in special? Or... how do you go about getting your paints, and what kind of paints do you use in Sweden? Do you get the P3, or all of this would be great banter when I have you on the show, Chris. I can't believe I'm doing this, but let's hear it now that I've asked.
Now, as a rules note, Bowie pointed out that Denegra goes incorporeal at the end of her control phase.
So that son of a bitch cheated on me.
It's Cryx. What do you expect?
Okay, I will fix that when I'm on the show tomorrow. I'm going up to Madison to be on Crippled System, and I am going to throw Geezy under the bus hard. Oh my God, am I going to let him have it? What I won't tell him is the fact that I was also given a gift by one of the Signar players. We came to find out we were playing the alchemical reaction scenario, and we completed the game. I had assassinated Siege with that Sevi list, and I didn't kill him on my turn. I killed him. He died in a fire in his control phase, which is something good as far as I'm concerned for Signar. They can die in a fire anytime. But what turns out is he was dominating the alchemical thingamabob, and he was immune to continuous effects.
Oh.
So I did not kill him, and I had Sevi swinging in the breeze because I had popped his. I had to come out from behind my wall that I'd been hiding behind all game long to pop my feet, and I felt like a dirty cheater, and I was like, "Dude, I will forfeit this right now." And he's like, "No, neither of us are in the winner's bracket. Enjoy it. See what you can do." And I'm like, "Aw." That was Davis.
So Nevinar says he goes going down to Stockholm shopping every now and then, and he's currently using Vallejo game, Net Model, and Formula P3, and GW, and old GW,
Sweet.
And really old GW. It's got everything.
Cool. Okay. I did a sloppy-ass mess on painting her skin. Holy hell. Alright, so we gotta fix that. A little more Adrian flesh on her. 7 minutes to release in Kraken. This is the best countdown I've ever had for that. Maybe I'm thirsty, I don't know.
That's possible. We haven't had any Rons.
Hey, Ron! Look what you did. I see what you did there. Outstanding.
Indeed.
All right, so I'm going to give her a little bit of love here on the face. That's where I missed. Up here in the boobage area. Missed a little bit there by her belly button. There we go. Oh, okay. She needs some chainmail on her chainmail bikini. Oh wait, nope. Hang on. Forgot a very crucial area. Okay, so we're gonna get down there. Okay, there we go. And down here. Cool.
So my Galleon's coming along pretty well.
That's awesome.
I've heard, though, that one local guy said I should not put the arms on before I paint it.
Interesting.
And, I trust him because his looks super boss.
Well, good. Well, how are you going to argue with that, right?
Exactly. He obviously knows what he's doing.
Yep.
I don't. I just put stuff together and go.
This iron breaker is officially dead. Let's get a new one out.
Yeah, Bowie had to eat that particular galleon to the face a couple times today.
Galleon's serious business.
Yeah. It's some good game. They're good to watch. I was helping them out since we're teammates. I like to give tactical expertise since apparently I'm the tactician of the group.
Wow, you guys are freaking lost, aren't you?
Sometimes. I mean, when I'm watching his games, I see all this crazy stuff.
Yep, I hear you.
I don't always see it when I'm playing, but...
No, I know. I'm just teasing you. You probably are an excellent player, buddy. I haven't seen you play. I'm
okay.
I just like to make fun of people. I'm not good at all. I mean...
I'm a big deal in my meta.
Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. I love dropping that line on people. I'm kind of a big deal in my meta. Followed by I'm an F-list internet celebrity. It's one of my favorites.
I get to be like a Z-list.
Yeah, you're F-list right there with me.
Oh, someone just messaged me.
Yeah?
Who was it? Oh, one of my other buddies, Pete, is like, I hear you on Mental John. You're a celebrity.
You're really famous.
Oh, he's being silly.
You're really
You
famous.
should log in and chat with us, damn it.
Yes, please. Everyone is welcome.
He's one of the newer guys who just started when he's texting me responses. He just started when the local store opened.
Join the chat window and stop texting my co-host.
Yeah, no doubt.
We want everyone on board.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, Banyan's not around. He's on vacation with the family, so I can't troll him. Well, I can, but it's no good if he's not there.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a troll wasted, and every troll is sacred. Every one's special.
I have to ask, which one do you hate more? Do you hate Haley 2 more or Morvana 2 more?
Oh, God, that is a tough question. There's a lot of hate. Morvana 2 I hate more. I'm going to tell you why. I hate Morvana 2 more because I can set Haley 2 on fire and kill her easily. I have no chance of killing Morvana 2. There's not enough attacks in the world to kill Morvana 2 because I'm inaccurate, so I've got to depend on taking her out, and with transfers and all that kind of stuff, I never get a chance. 2 minutes.
2 minutes indeed. Yeah, that was our test game for our team. Banyan versus Bowie, Haley 2 versus Morvana 2.
Which do you hate more?
We learned some good Haley 2.
Really?
I played Morvana 2 once, didn't have a problem with her. She's just got good stuff, but
you've also
play all my turns.
Well, it turns out you've got it. When I get my galleon, I do want to. I want to try. Unless she's sitting behind a wall, and I will make sure that I set that table up where she does not have a wall. You lay into her with galleon. I don't care how many transfers she's got and how much carnivore she's got. She's a dead son of a beehive.
Exactly.
Okay, I gotta get my shot. I gotta get the monkey shot glass. Gotcha. I'll be right back. Hopefully, I can find the monkey shot glass.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, excellent.
Monkey shot glass acquired.
Pete, jump on the damn chat. Stop texting me.
Yes, stop. I'm sure you can hear me through your text messages.
I think he's actually watching. I just think he's not jumping in the chat window.
Oh, okay, get in the chat window. Stop it. Okay, so welcome to everybody's favorite part of Painting with Menouth John. We're releasing the Kraken. If this isn't your favorite part of Painting with Menouth John, I'm apologizing for the next 10 minutes or so. Probably less, probably a minute or two, where we release the Kraken. So we'll be releasing the Kraken. My sister has a huge bottle of Kraken, and she forgot to bring it with her. Turns out she may have had a couple other things on her mind, like the death of my father.
Fair enough.
And so she is excused this time. She is also coming back up for the 4th of July to go to my brother's place in northern Wisconsin. And so she has committed to bringing the Kraken when she comes. So for all of you out there in Painting with Menouth John land, I forgot to show you, but we are drinking from the bottoms up monkey glass. And I say this is for you, for my favorite listeners and viewers, or whatever you are. And Ron. Hey, Ron! That's some smooth Kraken right there. Good stuff. I do like that part of the show. I cannot deny. So we're going to go ahead and keep on with the theme here of putting more silver on there. My second game, now for those of you who are going to be listening to Crippled System, do you ever listen to Crippled System, John?
Absolutely. They make me chuckle.
Okay, they're good. They're great guys. I love them to death. Even if they say I'm stupid on their podcast. But they're great guys, and I'm going to be. We're probably going to do some battle reports tomorrow night, which will be interesting, and because that means I have to remember what the hell happened in my games. And So I played in the 4 rounds that I played. Let's see. I started off with Brian Carnage for you, Geezy, and Epic Denny, and then my second game was Siege, played by Davis, and I need to look. I think it's Messer is his last name. Hell of a good guy from the greater DeKalb, Illinois area. And then I played. Let's see, what else did I play? For my third round, I played Sleepy Joe, who was playing Retribution. And if I couldn't tell you Sleepy Joe's last name if you put a gun to my head. And but he's just got kind of a mild manner to him, so we call him Sleepy. And he was playing Viros 2. And I got some good stories about that Viros 2 match. That guy gave me everything I frickin' wanted, I'll tell you what. But I did win that game. Spoiler alert. And then I played Brian Culp, one of my best friends from the Milwaukee meta, and he was playing. We discussed who we were going to play before we started playing, and we had just played the night before, and I had played my Efior Adjudicator list, and he had played his Fatty McButterpants list, and so he decided to play his Imakeda list with the Moloch Karn missile in it, but dusting off that old chestnut, the old Moloch missile. And it had been so long since I'd seen a Moloch missile, I fell victim to it.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't kill me. I survived. It turns out that Epic Fiora with Escort in a focus is enough to hold off Moloch Karn.
Base tanking Moloch Karn is kind of bold.
Yep.
Kind of bold indeed.
I mean, it took every shenanigan in the book to get him to where he had to be, but I did take it, and then he still had Makeda 11.5 inches away. Okay? And I mean, literally, it was 11.5, which is her exact threat range under every shenanigan she's got. So he activated her, charged in, and then cast Engine of Destruction. And we finished it out, and I go, and I didn't even realize that I didn't know what her base threat range was. Turns out he needed Engine of Destruction to get to where he got to. He activated in the wrong order.
Whoops.
Now, having just gotten a gift earlier that day from Davis on an order of activation problem that I had with the choir, I'd forgotten to activate the choir, and he let me go ahead and do it. After I moved Judicator and I went, oh no! And he goes, you forgot to activate the choir, right? And I go, yep. And I said, go ahead and activate. He goes, go ahead and activate the choir. And I'm like, oh man, you're kidding me. Are you serious? He totally did. So Davis gets 4,000 golden Menoth John reward points for that. Loyalty points. The reward points and the loyalty points it's a fine difference. There's very little difference, and you'll need to consult your membership and materials on that. You can see what the difference is and how that changes as far as possible reward options. But he was a super sweet guy, and he was very nice to let me do that, and then I wrecked his face. But I'll tell you what, that Siege, he's got himself a feat.
Oh, yes. Yes, he does. I've played him once or twice.
That Siege, he can just kill bugs dead. And he messed up 2 of my 4, blew the gun off of 2 of my 4 Repenters. But that meant there was 2 left.
Yeah, that's true.
And Judicator could not quite, because 71 doesn't have a speed buff. I mentioned earlier how my boy Judicator does not have needs a speed buff. He was about an inch short to be able to bring his flamethrowers to bear on Siege, and so he didn't get any shots off on Siege that did anything. and then I went ahead and I took my last two repenters and made Siege sad. 2 repenters and an auxiliary shot.
That will usually do it.
Mm-hmm. PAL 15 guns are a thing. So I just realized I don't have one of the paints up here that I need to work on Raven, Skarre Ravenmane. I want to do some blighted gold as a contrast to the silver. So like up in here on her sword, I want to have that be blighted gold, and probably the hand shield part of it would be part of that, and then like back here on her Warcaster power pack back here, I want to do the center portion in blighted gold, and I need that, So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get that orange that I was talking about. I'll be right back, and we'll see how that looks over the brown of her on her coat. So, right back.
All right. All right, so hi to Eagles fan, also known as Pete, since he finally jumped in on the chat there.
Outstanding. Thank you for filling while I was going to get my paint. So
no problem.
All right, so here it is. It is by Badger. Badger airbrush. Let's see here. What does it say here? Airbrush ready. Miniature sample. Shake well before use. It doesn't even tell me what the hell the paint color is. That's awesome. So kind of a burnt orange color. I'll show you what it is here on the camera. Kind of a burnt orange color. I think it'll look pretty good. So there we go.
Oh yeah.
So let's go ahead and let's open this up. Oh my gosh, it is sealed for my protection.
Well, if they're going out in bags, it should be super sealed. You never know what's going to happen with those bags.
Wow. Okay, I am getting full of paint here. Hang on. That seal doesn't come off worth a tinker's damn. Okay, so we're getting there bit by bit, folks. All right, now I'm going to dip my hands in water so I don't just turn my entire model orange. Panzergeist is now following me on Twitch, which means we have the famous Geist in the house.
Oh, snap.
PG Geist. So we dig about you. Okay, so we're painting some Cryx tonight, Geist. This ought to make you happy. Here's a little shot of Kraken rum for a Geist. It's been a while, buddy. I got to figure out a time where you and I can be in the same place again. He's from the 51st state of Canada. So we're going to go back to that. Oh hell, we'll go with a number 2 paintbrush here to do the. To do here now. This stuff has been pre-thinned for an airbrush. So let's see how it does here on this brown. This is going to take about 400,000 coats. So let's see how we do here. Although I'll tell you what.
Sure.
Go ahead. What?
But say you're starting to sound like John Webb there. 400,000 coats.
You know what? John Webb just started following me on Twitter.
Oh snap. Took him long enough.
It was funny because Twitter was all a Twitter, if you will, with people saying, "Oh my God, John Webb is following me."
They said with Facebook. He's got a Facebook page.
Anything can happen
I love
now.
those guys from the UK, but they don't respond a lot of the time.
This is
Of
interesting.
course, we're on totally different schedules, so.
Yeah, well, and they're British. Oh, the colonies is calling. The colonies? What do we want to do with them, Miffy? Bloody hell, what are we supposed to do with them? There, that's my British accent. I do accents like, what's her face from Geek and Sundry? The red-haired chick.
Felicia Day?
Yeah, her. She's awesome. I love her. I don't know why I blanked out, because she's like, oh. So this is actually looking kind of cool. It's a little rough around the edges right now, but she's coming. And I like that. God, I'm tempted to leave it a little rough around the edges because it looks really interesting.
Yeah, it seems like every cast, someone on the chat window is giving you super good painting tech. Pink Boomhowlers, orange cloak.
Living the dream here.
Absolutely.
Living the dream. Two colors I don't paint with very frequently because orange scares me almost as much as red. Almost. Nothing scares me as much as red. Red is terrifying.
Red's really not that bad.
Yes, but
it's misunderstood mostly.
You know, it is misunderstood, and mostly by me. I mean, most people. You see a lot of red Kador out there, and none of it is mine.
People mistake my Rulic stuff for Kador because it's red.
Oh.
Red and black.
Nice. We're just giving a little bit
of... It's kind of cool if I say so myself. And I do.
Well, it's Rulic. Hello. It's like 16 points to awesome just by being Rulic. So, have you seen the pictures of the new thing, the Colossal?
Yeah, I've got one on pre-order.
On pre-order, you say?
Well, I told you last week when me and PG Bowie ran some events for our local store.
Right.
They're like, thank you for all the events. You can have one Colossal or Battle Engine of your choice. And I was hemming and hawing over when I went Mountain King or another Galleon, and Eagles fan was like, don't you want the Ruler Colossal? And I'm like, indeed I do.
Yep.
So I told them, they're like, absolutely, as soon as it comes in, it's yours.
There is a rumor on the street that they're getting another caster as well. Yet another Ruler caster, so they'll give us 4 in our staple.
That'd be awesome.
Oh my God. Look at that! I am loving this. Oh my God, this is really awesome looking.
Absolutely.
Okay, now I got to paint her her top. Wow, I'm really loving it. Yeah, thanks Pop-Tart for the orange. This is totally going to work. And this is going to be the new look for my my entire faction. And I am really enjoying playing Cryx. Go figure. Turns that I don't know if I told you this story, John. Did I tell you about my first win with Skarre?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I played one game with Skarre, and I did win it against the RPG Danny that I was telling you about, and he was playing his alternate tournament list, which was a theme force for Kruger 2. And I played Skarre, and I forgot to field the Slayer that was in the list. I was playing 6 points down. Didn't even know it. Still won the game.
Yeah, that's only fair.
Danny is a very good War Machine player. There's nothing wrong with his skills. It turns out Cryx is probably 6 points better than the field. So there you have it. It's empirical. It's been said here on Painting with Menoth John, therefore it is true. Oh my God, I love that, guys. The little orange bikini top on her, that is just boss. She's going to be a bit all right. So, I think I'm done with her for tonight. I just kind of wanted to see where that orange and brown, the brown suggestion, both from you, John, and from Pop-Tart, was absolutely, and everyone else that kind of threw it out there, was just a fantastic idea. So now I'm going to come back here to Pink Boomie, and bottoms up for the last time with the Kraken. A hearty.
Second, looks like Bowie was wondering which Kruger 2 theme list he was playing.
He was playing the one that has the 2 units of druids in it, and he had he had 1 or 2 Wold Wardens, and he had a couple Shifting Stones in there, and I'm not sure which one that is, but he my rolls for Focus Factory for the Skarre, I forget what the spell is called, but it's a thing where you sack the one guy and you roll d6 and you get that many focus. Yeah, 6'5".
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 6'5'6". That went a long ways towards making my day really good. So she's sitting on top of a hill, and she's at armor 30 or 31 or something like that. And then I realized his list has Eris 1 in it. And I went, oh no, I have made a grave error. And I'm not through with my activation. I still have a Bone Jack with one focus on him, and I run that son of a gun to get up in front of let's see, in front of Skarre. I have Saxon Auric left to activate. I run him up to get on the other side of her. Both of them up on the hill so that they're actually blocking line of sight, and he's still able to get her around, but she ends up missing him. Ends up missing Skarre because she's on a hill. So she's like 16 base up to an 18 on the hill, and he missed her. It's the greatest thing. It was the greatest thing ever.
Luck works.
Sometimes you get lucky. It's better to be lucky than good, and I proved it right there. And then I punished him. And I sack struck him, and I did all kinds of nastiness. Gotta get this off of here. What's that?
Bowie saying, yes, Eris, I will never forget about her again. I was telling you, he dropped his double Stormwall Cray list, and I managed to hit Cray with Eris 2 turns in a row.
That will make a sad Cray.
But again, the second turn wasn't really his fault. He couldn't get far enough away, and I'd used McBain's feet, so it's not like he could have killed her.
Yeah. I played against McBain the other day at a tournament down in Chicago, and I've determined through empirical study that countermeasured Kayazis are bad for the game.
I love it so much.
It's bad for the game.
I haven't gotten to use them yet, and I already love them.
There's a lot to love, man.
Your Crow's Cutthroats were doing it for me. Kayazi just make it even better.
I'll tell you what. Crow's Cutthroats are good at that, but man, you put the countermeasured Kayazi, and they are just that little bit harder to hit, and they can go with that incorporeal to get themselves right there where they need to be. And then then you got Adjudicator Sand with the words WTF coming up on its computer console. Now what am I supposed to do, boss? Got any suggestions? Power attack sweep so I can lose? So I can miss? So.
My next piece of tech is Damiano with Kazi Eliminators. Put Surefoot on one of the pair. Because F-19 in melee, it needs to happen.
Yeah, buddy. And does Surefoot protect you against blast damage?
No, just knockdown.
Okay. So that's good stuff right there. I am making some changes to that P7 list I was talking about, just for trials, just to try it out. I'm putting a Vigilant in the list.
Ooh, Vigilant, huh?
I'm going to put a Vigilant in to be Jack Marshalled by the Seneschal, and I'm going to put Defender's Ward on the Vigilant, and I'm going to park a Mechanic next to the Vigilant. So the Mechanic is going to be blast proof. He's going to be able to fix the Vigilant, who will be sitting at Def 14, Armor 23. The Seneschal can push any ranged attack off to it, which will then be repaired by the Mechanic. And it doesn't take the value of it's like Shield Guard. It becomes the target of it. So instead of hitting the Armor 18 because it's in base to base with the Seneschal, it'll be Armor 23, and then I'll just repair it back up.
Super sweet.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I can't wait to try it.
I love the Vigilant. The Vigilant's such a cool Jack.
He's neat to look at. He's fun to paint and stuff. Because I've got one that's in my current I've got one in my current color scheme, and I've got one in a color scheme that I did for the Thrall Harvest, the food machine. That's got orange and it's got orange and browns and stuff in it. So I've got 2 of them for some reason. And boy,
cool! I would love to get a bunch of those. I mean, that's one of the models that makes me look at Menoth and go, maybe.
Well, it's of that same style that gave birth to the Judicator.
Hmm?
So now I'm putting a little bit of sepia on Boomie's armor, and then I'm going to bring that back up with some highlight after a while. But sepia makes the worlds of metals look so much better.
Absolutely. So, I'm currently pinning the claw arm for my galleon.
Awesome. Painting? I didn't think you had a primed, buddy.
No, pinning.
Oh, pinning.
Yeah.
There you go. See, there you go. You got me all worked up there.
No, I can't spend the time on painting him quite yet. It's 7 models left to get done for the ATC. Then I'll see about it.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, well, I think this is probably as far as I'm taking Boomie tonight. He's looking pretty sharp, actually.
Absolutely.
He needs a little bit of that pink wash. We're going to resurrect it a little bit here. And just a tiny little bit under... Wow, what the hell happened there? Okay, that's okay. I must have had a little bit of sepia left in it, and it darkened it a little bit. But that's okay, because where I wanted to put it, it was underneath his arm. So a little bit of darkening is actually kind of sweet. In fact, I'm going to go back and give a little bit over there, too. Nice. So, John, I think we've reached the end of another painting with Menoth John. I think we're here. I think we've arrived.
Gee, it's going to have another wonderful week, or the start of a new week, depending on how you count it.
It really is. It's. I hope you all have enjoyed your Sunday get together here at Club Menoth John. John, Mr. John Spencer, I'd like to once again thank you very much for coming on the show and being my wonderful co-host as usual.
No problem at all.
I would also like to thank Pink Boomie and Scar Ravenmane for being my victims for the night. I hope you all enjoyed watching me paint them and hear me prattle on about what little I do know about painting. But whatever you're doing, whatever you're painting, enjoy yourself, have a good time. This is a hobby. And don't think that you've got to paint like Meg Maples to get out there and paint. Don't let it scare you. Because just keep in mind, if you're a hardcore player, your dice roll better for painted models. It's a proven fact. So, on behalf of the Painting with Menoth John family, I'd like to wish you all a great week, and we'll see you again this same bad time, same bad channel here on Twitch TV. And following that, it's upload onto YouTube. So get out there and like the Facebook for Painting with Menoth John. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Just search for Menoth John and you'll find me. Or it's probably even a little bit easier to search for PwMJ and find it that way. And we will see you next week on Painting with Menoth John. Have a good night.
Night, everyone.